Right, David, we'll start with Ben Napper's arrival. I'm sure that's what a lot of people want to hear about. How's the first couple of weeks been working with him?
Yeah, good. We had a few meetings in the last couple of weeks, discussed one other thing. He has seen more or less every training. Last week we trained 3 times as well. Good start, and obviously we're looking forward to continue to have now the games as well. It was a good start.
Has it been anything different to what you were expecting from sort of your early phone calls, or pretty similar?
No, obviously we spent some time together in our conversations, had some phone calls already, so it is only great to have this day-to-day business now. See each other more or less every day, even if it's only catch up for coffee and not an official meeting, which we already had as well. And this is quite good. So it's back to normal, back to routine. I think everything so far worked quite well.
And he comes from a sort of analytical background, obviously, as most people will be aware. We actually met him last week, and he talks really well about sort of the tactical side of the game. Is that something you feel he can help you with? I know you're sort of in charge of that on the day-to-day, but as a sort of consultant, do you think he can help you with that?
No, to be fair, it's not the kind of conversation that we speak about the tactical point of view.
Yeah.
It's more about the general setup as a football club, the general setup for the squad, for the improvement in different areas, thoughts about the staff. So it's more this conversations rather than tactical conversations. This were never conversations which I had with the sporting director. Even if I know that he is quite strong in the data-based work which he had, and in the recruitment as well. So we are really looking forward to work with him.
If we can move on to injuries and sort of fitness for this weekend, what's your squad looking like going into the QPR game?
We have light at the end of the tunnel, I would say. Barnsley back in training. Adam Forshaw and Gunny are a week away. Grant 2 weeks away. Lungi, Josh Sargent, Gibbo roughly 3 weeks away. So we looking forward to every single individual. Johnny Rowe is a doubt. This will be a late call because he has some problems with his heel. This is the reason why he left the under 21. But anything else, everyone came back healthy from the internationals, which is great. And obviously we're looking forward to Saturday.
Is that heel injury for Rowe, is that something he's been dealing with for a while, or was it sustained on international?
No, the week before the Cardiff game he already struggled. But after the Cardiff game it didn't get better. Now we have to make sure that it settles down, and we will see how we will continue in the next days, weeks, games with him. But obviously it's not great to have this problem. We will see how we will progress in the next days.
Yeah, you mentioned Ashley Barnes is back in training. Is he an option for this weekend or not quite? Yeah,
of course. So he has had a full week of training, worked a lot in the last 3.5, 4 weeks in the gym and with the fitness guys on the grass as well. It was only a matter of time till he is totally pain-free when he strikes the ball as well, and this is what happened in the last 7 to 10 days, and this is when he started to be in full training, and this means he's in contention for sure.
So he could start if required?
Yeah, fitness-wise, no problem. Obviously I have to have a conversation with him. He will not start all 3 games in the next week because, as you know, we have a midweek game again. This is for sure as well. But he is in contention. What does it mean for Sunday or Tuesday? We will see, but it's great to have him back. You immediately see the impact in training, how vocal he is, how good he coaches others as well on the pitch, and this is something which we really missed, and we were quite happy that he's back.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about his impact. You obviously mentioned the sort of off-pitch elements and the attitude elements there. Do you still feel he's sort of underrated as a physical and technical presence at this level?
I think he has a lot of strength, and these are all strengths of him. He started well in terms of scoring goals as well for us. So we, in general, looking forward to have him back. We missed him in the last 8 weeks. I think it was 8 weeks at the end of the day. But now he's back, and as I said, he will help. He will push. He will set the standards and the demands super high, and this is exactly what we need. Another vocal player in the dressing room and the pitch, in training and the games, and this is why we are so happy to have him back.
Do you think he can have the same impact tactically that he had at the start of the season without Josh Sargent alongside him?
Yeah, I think he has shown it already in the games where he played without Josh, and obviously our approach haven't changed, but obviously we need everyone who is as smart as he is from the tactical point of view, understand the game, because he can solve the one or other issue on the pitch with his presence and with his idea of football, because as I said, he's quite vocal.
If we can just speak a little bit about how you've spent the last couple of weeks, what does it look like for you and your players?
Yeah, obviously last week we trained 3 days, started the week preparation for QPR on Monday. The internationals are back. Most of them came back today, first time back in the group. The only one which we miss is Nacho so far. He will be back tomorrow. So it's like always in the international break, some internationals are away, some players come back from injuries, some players stay here, train, get some days off as well to recharge their batteries in terms of their head, because as we all together know, now the interesting, exciting, busy period starts in English football in the next 8 weeks, and for this we like to be prepared.
You mentioned there that Nacho isn't back until tomorrow. Does that mean he probably isn't likely to be in your thoughts for starting on Saturday, or could he still?
Yeah, we have to see how he comes back. Obviously, nobody should underestimate what it means. Climatic difference, time changes, the flights. He played 80 minutes as well. We will see if he starts or if he will come from the bench. But it's good that he as well is healthy.
You'll be obviously aware of the situation. There's still pressure on the club. Obviously, that win at Cardiff was a little bit of a relief, but the fact you're playing the team 23rd in the league at home, does that add a little bit of extra pressure for you to win this game?
Listen, everyone who judges QPR on the table makes the first mistake. We will not do this mistake. So it's a totally different approach, totally different team since they changed the manager. They had now 2 clean sheets and 2 draws with a new manager. Played much more football, much better organized. I've seen them in the last games. It's a difficult task. It's a good opponent, and it's a championship. You have to work very hard and be on your limit to be successful. Obviously, this is our aim, and yes, the win against Cardiff and as well the performance against Cardiff gave everybody a boost, and we like now to have back-to-back wins for sure. This is our aim, but we know how hard and how big the challenge is which we have in front of us, and I will make sure that nobody underestimate the quality of QPR because of the table or the points which they have, because after they change the manager they look a different side, and this is what we have to make clear. Do we like to win the game for 100%? We will do everything? Yes, but we know no game is easy in the championship, especially not against QPR on Saturday.
Does that mean you can't really take much from the cup game that happened earlier in the season, given obviously the change of manager? The teams are quite different as well.
More or less nothing we can take out of this game.
Do you feel like it's a bit of a winnable run now, to look at it sort of positively? I know you won't want to talk down about any of your opposition, but I think you've got Watford and Bristol City coming up as well. It feels like it might be slightly favourable.
Listen, if you look at the fixtures which we had, I'm far away from thinking about the games who are ahead of us apart from the next one. I think this is the most important thing. So be focused on the next one. Make sure you do everything right, what you can do. Make sure you control everything on the highest level which you can control. And obviously, yes, especially at home, we haven't had a good result at home now for recent games. And this is for sure something we like to turn, and the only one who can turn it is us as well. We are aware about this, and and we are really looking forward to it, especially after the Cardiff game where we had a good performance, and now with, as I said, a little bit the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe not all back for the next week, but you see they will be back at one moment, and this is why we like to prepare us to bring us in the best possible position for the moment when everybody is back.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to you about Adam Eder as well. Obviously scored for his country recently, that goal against Huddersfield as well. It feels like we've spoken quite a lot about his confidence and whether this is the moment for him to kick on, but it's pretty encouraging to see him in a positive run at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Uju, who scored as well for South Korea. We have a few positive signs as well, but at the end of the day, everybody has to show and show everything every weekend. Good that he's back healthy as well. Good that he scored for sure for a striker. This is always important, and for everyone. I said this today to the lads. As a starter or from the bench, you have to make sure you be switched on and put everything on the grass what you have, because it's not about individuals. For us now, it's about the team, and this is the most important thing.
Do you think it's gone under the radar a little bit how good of a season he's had so far? I was looking at the stats, he scored 8 in 13 starts for club and country. Do you think maybe he's been slightly underappreciated and undervalued this season?
I don't know. At the end of the day, the truth is Adam has a lot of work to do. He has a lot of areas where he can improve, but obviously he scored some goals so far, and this is something which is quite important for a striker. But the truth is as well, there were a lot of opportunities which he has not used. So as I said, we are happy to have him. It's good that he scored in the last games, but there's unbelievably much space for him to improve, and this is hopefully something which we can get out of him.
Yeah, I also wanted to speak to you about the full-backs, obviously Jack Stacey and Dimitris Sivilis, both players that you brought on at half-time at Cardiff and made a real difference after you obviously dropped them for the start of that game. Do you think now they've almost had that wake-up call? Because I think it's probably fair to say in the last few weeks they hadn't had the same impact that they did at the start of the season. Are you hoping to now see them return to that form after such a positive half at Cardiff?
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes it helps you not to start a game and to see, oh bloody hell, there's competition on my position, and we have something similar on the centre back position with Danny showing a great performance in his first start. Obviously, you mentioned the strikers who we now have with Barnsley back, good competition. So this means everyone, as I said, starter or coming on the pitch later, make sure you are switched on and produce a performance which can help you to keep your shirt or to come closer to your shirt. And this counts every game. Makes no sense to sulk or to moan if you don't start, because this will not help for sure. There are so many games now in the next weeks where everyone will be needed, and this is important to have competition and players who can start, and you have to have more than just 11.
Yeah, on the flip side of it, there was obviously Callum Fisher and Przemysław Pacheta who were substituted at half time. Is it hard to manage confidence in that scenario where there's a pretty clear sign that they probably
no, listen, I think Shenny and Kellen as well, they produced some good performances in the games before when they came from the bench or when they started. So this was not as good. So yeah, okay, happens. They are humans, take it on the chin. We know and they know that we really trust and believe in them, and they will get their further opportunities in the future for 100%. And as I said, it's quite good. Then if this is the case and someone replaces you, that the other one then can perform on the level which, for example, Dimi and Jack have done when they came on.
And just to finish with, I do have to ask you about Hwang and the situation that there was in Korea, obviously involved in some legal controversy this week. Is the plan still for him to be involved with the team while that's going on?
Yeah, to be fair, my informations are not good enough and big enough to have the full picture on what happens over there. But at the end of the day, Ben will deal with this situation and with him and his representatives. But everything what I can judge and can control is what I've seen of him on the pitch, and he will be involved. Because at the end of the day, this is what I decided, what's going on the pitch, as long as I don't have all the informations which are necessary that I can make opinion on myself.
Has he been back in training since?
Yeah, back today, trained today, and will be in contention for Saturday as well.
Thanks, David.
Yeah.